You're listening to Achtung Millwall, broadcasting from the beautiful South Birmingham. Accept no substitute.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome to AchtungMillwall. My name is Nick Hart. You're listening to the number one Millwall podcast. I've just made it into the den, literally as the two teams come out. I've been outside helping to sell poppies with Caleb, working with Melanie Bingham. Big shout out to Caleb. We were over at the Southampton end, selling poppies and badges and whatnot to the Southampton fans. Done really, really well there. Unchanged Millwall side today from that 2-2 draw at Watford. Two teams have just come out onto the pitch, Millwall in dark blue, Southampton in red, white and black. So that's going to be Bart Bielkowski in goal. Central defenders will be Wes Harding, Jake Cooper. We've got Danny Mack, Brooke Norton Cuffey, Zian Fleming, Casper Denor, Murray Wallace. I think that's everybody. I haven't got the team sheet in front of me, listeners. I'm working purely from sight. I did get my eyes tested the other day at Vision Express in Stratford. And they gave me a clean bill of health. If whatever else is failing me in my life, listeners, my eyes are still good. Sell-out crowd, as you can hear in fine voice, for the visit of fourth place Southampton. Southampton then pretty packed, so it's going to be a good away following here too. But we've got the pre-match remembrance ceremonies. Some soldiers, sailors. I don't think there's any airmen down there, but certainly soldiers and sailors out there. So we're going to have the bugler doing the last post very, very shortly whilst the two teams line up around the centre circle.
They shall go not old, as we that are never grow old. They shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. But they're going down with the sun, and in the morning we will remember them.
There we go, listeners. Last post, impeccably observed around the stadium. Full house, as I've said. The sailors are now picking up the reeves in the centre circle and will take it to the home end, the Coldblow Lane end. We always do that really well down this club, don't we? The support given to the Poppy Day outside was fantastic. I'm going to take my hat off, if I may, to the Southampton fans who are donating generously. I've never been to the away end, listeners, but I have now. Quite a small cramped area as you enter the turnstiles at the away end, but we were just outside that. Caleb and myself, the table set up, and we were selling well, so fair play to those Saints fans. Anyway, both teams are now lining up ready for the kick-off. Millwall going to be attacking the away end in the first half, and as that is as per the dictums of the Venerable Bede writing at Jarrow Monastery in 9th century Anglo-Saxon England. Almost certainly would have written that in Old English. And away we go, dear listeners. Still no word on the Millwall managerial situation when I checked Sky Bet, which I've done more than in my life recently than I ever have done before. Nathan Jones was 4-1 on. Whether he's here in the house today or not, I don't know. I haven't seen any announcement regarding the managerial appointment. They may wait till after the game, maybe make it next week, I don't know. But he does seem to be strong favourite now. The wisdom of that appointment, well, everyone's going to have their own view. I find that when you look online, whoever you say, someone's got something to diss it. You know, I think whoever gets appointed needs support. There's a break forward. This is Tom Bradshaw on the left side, ball into the box. That's over the bar. Left-sided cross. 1 minute into the game, dear listeners. Yeah, whoever you say. names being thrown up. Joe Edwards, the England prospect. Whoever you say seems to have someone else saying he's no good for this reason, that reason, and you go round and round in circles. I'm really glad I don't have that choice to make. Southampton is a team that play the ball out from the back. I can tell you that much early on. Be nice to get it settled though, dear listeners, don't you think? I think that the longer it drags on, the more boring it becomes, but secondly, the more detrimental to the club. I mean, even if at the risk of whoever it's going to be, even if it's Adam Barrett, I'd sooner see it settled and so we can all move forwards, personally speaking. Someone somewhere is probably throwing their Alexa through the window at that comment. This is Ian Fleming breaking in the middle in the centre circle. I did think at Watford last week we played a little bit more freedom. Real shame to give up the lead so late in the game, of course, but we did look a little bit lighter. We had our flaws still. Those flaws won't go away for a long while, but we played with a bit more lightness going forwards, and that was good to see. This is George Honeyman now. George Honeyman, I didn't mention him in my pre-match team sheet, did I? It's because I haven't got it in front of me, listeners. I'm acting from my memory and my sight. George Saville's out. I don't think I mentioned George Saville either. It's turned into a nice afternoon. It was pouring with rain. When I came out this morning, I'd volunteered to help sell the poppies, and I must admit, it was one of those moments when I left the front door where I thought the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It was pissing down. But it's cleared now. The floodlights are on. Flags are fluttering in a gentle breeze. Sky is bright. Cool day though. This is Southampton passing back to their goalkeeper. They're wearing a kind of a Hummel, Danish Hummel kind of half and half shirt, which I'm sure some will get very excited about on the internet. There's a whole internet scene of people that are excited over football shirts, and that's exactly the kind of thing they would love. Fourth in the table, Millwall in 16th position as they start today's game. The South London Press mentioning Nathan Jones as the strong favourite. Also in the mix, Michael Beale. Some know and maybe will favour. It doesn't do much for me personally, but I don't know him, so take that with a pinch of salt, as the saying has it. Joe Edwards has come out of nowhere. He seems to have all the right ingredients. Whether he's got any management experience, which he doesn't, will be the problem. He's worked with all the big names, worked in the England setup, so it'll be an interesting choice. It does seem as though it's going to be Nathan Jones, with all of his intensity and his personality, pressure cooker type carry-on. Does seem to be favourite of the club. Whether that's actually a done deal yet, as some have said online or not, I don't know. And there's nothing announced, so the internet is rife with misinformation, of course. Birdshit corner report. Not too bad. There's one or two dollops here. It does need attention. Stadium manager, if you listen, I'm sure you do. I'm sure he's got nothing else to do but worry about the birdshit situation in my seat. I bought myself one of the Millwall badged poppies. They didn't send any of those down. The Royal British Legion, apparently. I'm talking to Mel and to one or two others today. They're a bit funny, apparently. A bit funny being the one way to put it. But I'd have thought they would have sent the Millwall badged poppies here. That I bought mine off the website, which is the only place you can get it. Apparently, they didn't send any down. They would have done a fortune if they had to send them. And in fairness, there's a lot of the Southampton fans. They would have done the same if they'd sent some Millwall v Southampton ones. They don't seem terribly geared up to that kind of thing. I think the word is that because we are not, elite Premier League level, that we don't get an awful lot of attention from the Royal British Legion, which is a shame. It's a fantastic cause, but as so often with charities, it can be a variable experience when you're dealing with them. I personally, when I do this show, listeners, obviously we give to the Lions Food Hub, and one of the reasons for that is it's ours, Millwall's. But it's also, the people involved. I know Kelly. You trust that when you give the money, it's going to go to the right places. But when we donate the advertising money over and all the other things that we do, that it goes to benefit those that you want to see it assisting and not disappear in wages and the like. You know what I'm saying? This is Southampton on the right side whilst I get on my pulpit. So yeah, I always, if I can do now, it's taken me a while to learn that lesson. I try to favour smaller local charities that need the help and support, not the ones that hoover up the money. Like the Royal British Legion, in fairness to it. There's a lot of other forces charities that do great work, don't have their earning power. Anyway, enough. Nice pressing Millwall. Win the ball back. This is Saville. Tries to find Fleming. Just a little bit, a foot from the Southampton defender there, just dispossessed him. Some good tackles. They get the crowd going here. That was Saville. Ball into the mix from the right side. It's going to go for a Millwall corner. There's a bit of spirit about the den, dear listeners. Can you hear it? Some crunching tackles, bit of forward play. What we've been aching for so long, dear listeners. I sound like one of those erotic novels. Not that I know much about erotic novels. Listeners, you'll be glad to know that. This is Casper De Noor, midfield pass, lovely ball. Spreads it to Danny Mack on the right side now. We're about 16 minutes in. Norton Cuffy now on the right. Ball's into the mix, that's into the feet of Tom Bradshaw. It's gone for a Millwall throw. Bit of pressure here, Millwall. Good to see it. Looking a bit sparky, a little bit dangerous. It's going to be a long throw from Zian. Zian with a long throw then. In it comes. Finds Murray Wallace. That's gone for a goal kick. This is Southampton in possession on the right side of the Mill penalty area. We're on 18 minutes. Backwards and forwards they go. Keeping possession. As is the modern way, the modern style. The winger on the left there looks like a dangerous operator. Little chip backwards. He's turned Danny Mack inside out like one of my shirts in the wash. And wins a free kick, Danny Mack. Nice work there. Getting turned inside out by that winger, but managed to hold his ground and win the clip on the back of his ankle there to get the free kick. Nice work, Danny Mack. He's another player that's looking increasingly more like himself. Maybe the dead hand of Gary Rowett when it was heavier on everyone's shoulders than you think. Some players out there looking to play with a lot more lightness of spirit. 20 minutes, Southampton making what's been a rare foray forwards here. Ball in towards their central striker. It's on the edge of the Mill penalty area. It's left side. This is back to the winger who does look a dangerous boy. That's stopped by Cuffy. Not cleared it. Unfortunately, they've got possession back inside the Mill penalty area. There's a shot. There's over the bar. Lucky break there over the bar. Must have taken a deflection. It's gone for a corner, right side. Mill catch a break there. 21 minutes nearly. Halfway through half. That was the best chance of the game so far. It's won a right-sided corner for Southampton. Just 4 wins all season at home. 5 losses, of course. So we are badly in need of a home win, dear listeners. You don't need me to tell you that. This is Southampton on the right side. Ball into the middle. That's headed away by Jake Cooper. We're not clearing the ball. This is Honeyman now. And he does clear the ball. Back to red shirts. Unfortunately, this was a bit of a repeat from last week at Watford, where we give possession back to them relentlessly, really, especially through the first half. A little bit of a sense of that in the last few minutes here versus Southampton. Big online question for you. Do Millwall fans have the patience for this possession-based style? I mean, Southampton are playing it. Oh, that's gone through. Just as I'm starting to speculate whether we have the patience for good football, effectively. Murray Wallace miscontrols it and goes straight for him for a throw-in. So I think maybe, yes, we do need to have the patience for a bit better style of football. Personally, I want to see attacking football, and that will involve getting the ball forwards at some stage. Clearly, the world no longer favours 4-4-2 and the big lump up front, but equally, I don't know that I want to see endless triangles in our own half for the sake of it. Where do you stand, dear listeners? Do let me know. Send me a voicemail. You can go on Twitter and send me a direct message voicemail. Squiggly little line symbol in the corner of a direct message. You can talk to me. Speak to me. Tell me your thoughts and views. Always good to get people's contacts. Or if you've got my mobile number, not everyone does out there, listeners. I don't just willy-nilly spread my mobile around. You can send me a voicemail. If you do, you're privy to it. If you're privy to it. But anyway, you can certainly get in touch with me via Twitter or X on the direct message. Do you favour good football or tippy-tappy football or more direct style? You tell me. Free kick Millwall, left side. It's George Saville. Halfway inside the Southampton half. We've got about 23, 24 minutes on the clock. In it comes. It's a poor flight from Joel Saville. Headed away, first defender. Strong smell of exotic tobacco. Maybe all Balkan Sobrani wafts around block 1, dear listeners. One for the older listeners there, Borg and Sobrani. It's been a bright game, in fairness. Both teams looking to get the ball forwards. It's nice to see Millwall playing with a more attacking style. Not all-out attack, but it's certainly more offensively minded than under the dread reign of King Rowett. Still not the finished article, clearly, but we are getting there. As the old British Railway advert used to have it. This is the danger winger. He's done well there. He's carved the ball back. Nice block, Millwall. A hospital pass. Oh, that's a great save. That awful pass allowed the Southampton 17 the chance to shoot. It was on target. And Bart did well to bass it round for a corner. Good save, Bart Bielkowski. 31 minutes. He's at that stage in his career. He's still got his instincts, and he's still great for, you know, these kind of point-blank saves. There were one or two moments recently where you say there's world-class goalkeeping, but he's now getting to that point where he has a mistake or two or three in him. I imagine the goalkeeping issue may well be something that the club need to look at in January. The Sarkic is out injured, and maybe I'm not sure he was the answer, having seen what little we did see of him. I could be hard on the boy. Boric's bouncing around in the penalty area from the corner. Southampton looking more dangerous now. Another ball in from the right side. That's put behind by Bielkowski. Ball fired in the near post. Good applause. 32 minutes. And the line's starting to come under the cosh a little bit here, listeners. Main argument against Bart, of course, is his age. He's starting to get to that point now where he'll be thinking of the next phase of his career. This is Zian Norton Cuffy on the right side. He jinks his way through somehow. I don't know how he does that. Little ball in. This is Tom Bradshaw. Right side, scuffed it into the defender for a corner. Nice little move there, listeners. Right sided corner again. Saville to take. In it comes. Deep, Jake Cooper. There's Wes Harding onto the crossbar. He's bouncing around in the action. Bullet header from Wes Harding from close range hit the crossbar. Wow. Millwall with their tails up here. This is the 10 brings away. He's the danger winger that I've been talking about, listeners. He punts it forward under pressure. He gets clumped. Good move. That man, whoever did that, clumped him. 38 minutes. Southampton appealing for it. Millwall crowd did not like that. Millwall put the ball into touch to allow him to receive treatment. I think the Millwall side were caught in a moral dilemma between the appeals of the Southampton players wanting play to be held up and the appeals of the Millwall crowd who wanted to press forwards. Either way, their talented boys down rolling around on the floor, which is exactly how you want it, listeners. And he's up walking away, as you can hear. Been a dangerous player for them, so it's good to see him hobbling. Ticking towards the 42nd minute. It's been a fairly even half, I would say. We've had the ball. We've got forwards had some good moments hitting the crossbar, and they've had some moments pressing forwards on their side. So I'd say it's probably about even Stevens at the moment. This is the Lions though, pressing forwards. There's a ball into the box. There's a header on target under pressure from Tom Bradshaw, goalkeeper, took it on the line. Here's the winger. Here's some stick from the east side. Giving a little bit of mouth to Danny Mack. This is Southampton in possession though, inside our Mill half, about halfway. 21, trying to pass the ball around. Millwall struggling to get a handle on the ball. This is Norton Cuffy. 43 minutes or so, according to my watch. My Bizzell watch. And tackle down, Millwall player down now. Southampton continue. This is what's going to enrage the crowd. Oh, and Danny Mack's crunched into a tackle there. But the ball being put into play there. I think they've set their stall out there, listeners. Striking how much of a leader Wes Harding is in that back line is something we've needed for a long time. He was right in the referee's ear there where Southampton weren't giving the ball back or knocking it into touch as they demanded of us. Something we've needed for a long while is someone to give the referee's ear a bashing. There it is, Millwall 0, Southampton 0. Decent half of football, in fairness. Two teams going at it. Millwall have not looked bad. We've obviously clung on for dear life at times, especially with that winger going down our left side, but we've had our moments, the standout one being the crossbar rattler from Wes Harding. But no, good stuff so far, Millwall. So there it is at the half-time break, 0-0.
Achtung, Millwall.
Well, here come the lines for the second half, dear listeners. No changes, I believe, at half-time. Bart already out. Message from Doug in Sweden saying that there was a challenge on Saville towards the end of the first half where the Southampton player was leading with the elbow. Saville said to the referee that should be a red card. I didn't see that in real time here, long way away from it, but clearly that's shown up on television. Referee has, as so many are, there's been so-so, listeners. Southampton will kick us off the second half, going towards the away end. Mill will be attacking a cold blow. As per the first verse of the poetry of the Venerable Bede, Millwall shall attacketh the home end in ye second half, he said. Words to that effect, largely. Away we go. I thought we looked pretty bright on occasion in the first half. It's amazing how opinions vary around the Mill scene. This is early break. This is Norton Cuffy now come down the right. Ball into the box. Just wanted a bit more pace on that. It's back out to Norton Cuffy on the right. It's Denor now. Nice little 1-2 there. It's a great tackle there by Joel Saville. Norton Cuffy dispossessed, unfortunately. They will bring away. No, it falls into Norton Cuffy. Ball into the box. Across the face of the goal. Good start, Millwall. Yeah, varying opinions. People were saying that it wasn't a bad half. Others saying it was an awful half and can't wait for the new regime to come in. Personally, I didn't think we were that bad in the first half, but we're up against a decent side and they look like the kind of side that would expect to be contenders in this division. They've got some good players out there. The winger, the 20, I've mentioned a few times. So I think we've done well to cling on, as we did a bit at Watford last week. So I don't find it in me to be harsh on this Mill side at the moment, listeners. Whether Adam Barrett's the answer or not is another question, of course. Free kick launched forward from Bart. Searching out our target man, Tom Bradshaw, but it's gone through to the goalkeeper. Like they say on Twitter, let that sink in, our target man, Tom Bradshaw. Let that sink in. They're playing it around in a penalty area. They do love to take a chance. They got away with it there. We could badly use a win at home, listeners. It'd be such a morale booster, he says, as we're trying to defend a corner. In it comes. It's a curling one. It looks like a handball, but nothing doing from this referee. They're in possession still with 4. Move clear. All breaks. This is the Southampton winger. He got the ball back well there. So there's a little chance in the hint of handball there by Jake Cooper. The Southampton fans are appealing for handball. I thought it might have been. Seen them given. It falls into the arms of Bart Bilkowski. They do attack with pace down the flanks, listeners. Something we don't do, really, do we? 50 minutes. Ball breaks. Josh Honeyman feeds Zian Fleming coming down the left side. Ball into the box. It's cut out by the trailing leg of the defender. It's gone for a left-sided corner. Nice break. 51 minutes. Going to be a left-sided corner. Josh Honeyman to take it, dear listeners. We were effective earlier on than the West Harding hitting the crossbar, of course. We'll be looking for a repeat of that if we can. In it comes. It's a deep one. It's towards bouncing around, scuffing around. Edge of the penalty area now. Mill do keep possession. No, this is Denor. Can he get the ball in there? He can. There's Jake Cooper. It falls into the path of the defender, unfortunately, not Norton Cuffy. This winger in the 20 is on fire today, listeners. With the confidence to pass it across his own 6-yard box, that would give his manager a few grey hairs. He's a good player, though, whoever he is. Number 20, 52 minutes. Great tackle there, George Honeyman's gone for a corner, right-sided corner. It's been pretty much all Southampton these past few minutes. Back in possession here again. Can you sense the tension in my voice, listeners? You probably can. Into the penalty area, that's going to be chased in the corner. That's going to go for a goal kick. Corner. What is this referee thinking? Right-sided corner. That was a goal kick. Take it from me, listeners. A lot of pressure for Mill to contend with here. Another corner on the right side. In 56 minutes now. This will be about 4th or 5th corner in the last few minutes. Bart takes nicely. They've had a lot of the football, listeners. Big problem. We don't get the ball enough, do we? We don't keep the ball enough. Defending with everything we've got. It's every man to the pumps, but we're still in it. And these are a decent side, listeners. Make no mistake. Shot from... Ball was loose. 9 puts it high over the bar on the edge of the Mill penalty area. It had been on target. It might have caused Bart a problem there, but as it was point after touchdown style. 60 minutes. Is it a time for essay? Well, I would say yes, because the ball's going forwards and not sticking. He does at least give us that ability to hold it and dribble. Remember them? Remember dribbles from the old days? As it is, we're back under the cosh again as Southampton press forwards. On 61 minutes. This is the 27. Ball back across the face of the goal. Danny Mack heads it clear. It's cling on, every man for himself. Devil take the hindmost type stuff. Then Marku's in for Honeyman. Longman didn't see who came for Longman. Tell me if you've heard this joke before, but Southampton are in possession inside the Millwall half. Still no sign of Romanese then. Ticking towards 64 minutes. Danny got roasted there by that 20. That's a little bit of disco dancing there from him. Great tackle there. Joel Savary wanted Marku to react quicker to that. I don't blame him either. Good work, Marku. Done well there. Get back. Clipped his man too. Good clearance. 66 minutes. We're coming towards the halfway point with a little break in play for the injured Southampton player. It's been pretty much Millwall under the cosh. Lots and lots of possession for Southampton. They've not made an impact, thankfully. But they've had plenty of dangerous looking moments. We have not shown anything going forwards. I'm hoping now the arrival of Idemo Marku and Ryan Longman will change that, because we can't carry on like this for much longer, I don't think, listeners, before we concede. I was selling the poppies round at the Southampton end, the away end, as I said at the start of the show, when one of the security guys got talking to him. I reckon that there's going to be a big mob of Sparta Prague teaming up with Southampton here today. Someone else. I didn't see any sign of them. They all seem to have come from the south coast, from what I could see, the people I did speak to. So if there's a big mob of Sparta Prague here, then it's gone off for a move down the left side. It's got put out for a goal kick by Millwall. Yeah, no sign whatsoever of their ultras. It fills someone's day up, I suppose, to discuss such matters, doesn't it, listeners? Southampton moving the ball about in a way that we don't. There's going to be a free kick over on the right side there. They're drawing little moments like that from us. They do have pace on a level we don't have, but they also pass the ball around with some zip. They've had lots of possession. That said, Bart hasn't had to do huge amounts. He made a couple of saves in the first half, but not so much in the second half, but without inducing a sense of comfort in me. I feel very much on the edge of my plastic seat here, listeners. Free kick for Southampton whilst I waffle on about my own personal anxieties. 70 minutes, 20 minutes to go. Oh, two poor kicks from Bart Bielkowski there. Somehow we retain possession on the halfway line, but much against the odds though. That's going to go out of play. That's twice he's cleared from his own penalty area with a very poor flight. I suppose that comes with the price for having the odd world-class save is you have to pay for a poorly flighted clearance once in a while. Player of the season twice, Bart Bielkowski, 2019-20. I think 2021 as well. This is Idemo. Feeds Joel Saville, breaking in halfway into the Southampton half. The crowd rises once, a ball float across the box. Very clear, unfortunately, just as Mill pressed forwards, giving Southampton a chance to break. Oh, that was a sliding tackle by Danny Mack. That was may be folly. This is the 20. Great stop. Great stop by Bart Bielkowski. The 20 fired on target, down low. Bart produced a world class. I was just digging him out for two poor clearances. I'll forgive him, those dear listeners, for that stop. It's going to be a left-sided corner now. 73 minutes. It has the feel of a cup tie, listeners, where the lower league team are clinging on for grim death. I imagine this is how Cray Valley Paper Mills will take on Charlton. Danny Mack takes well. Gets clattered. That's got to be a free kick. Yellow card at least. Free kick Millwall, just right of centre, about halfway inside the Southampton half. That was a poor challenge. Rightly getting a yellow card there. Danny's all right though. He's got up, walked away from that. It's like Norman Wisdom Gate to him as he walks away. I sometimes think some of these references will be lost on the younger generation. I don't actually think I get the younger generation listening to my show, dear listeners. It's going to be a confession point. But Norman Wisdom Gate for anyone that knows what I'm talking about. This is a free kick for Millwall. Too far to shoot, I think. Zians walks away. It's going to be Casper De Noor. Little chip, I would imagine. He does a delicate little chip, actually. A little piece of... There's a ball across the face of the goal from Jake Cooper. Nice move. Delicate little chip, worthy of the finest porcelain from Delft. Back across the goal by Jake, but no one following in. It wasn't far away, in actual fact. Nice to see a set piece. Almost effective as well. Ooh, low, hard shot, wide right. Dart was down, but it was wide right. Near miss. 76 going towards 77 minutes, dear listeners. The last time Millwall beat Southampton, Neil did some research the other day for the show, it was in the late 1970s. I was at that game. It was a 3-0 win at Coldblow Lane. All the goals coming in the first half. At the moment, this game's poised. It could go either way, in all honesty. But yeah, that's how long it is since we last beat Southampton at home, apparently. Here they come now on the right side. Jinking runs across into the danger zone. It's headed clear. Back to the 26 on the corner of the Mill penalty area, though. Can he get a shot away? Oh, there's a handball. Mill will dodge a bullet there, listeners. The shot came in. That was, I think it was Saville's hand that stopped it. Wow. Lucky break. 79 minutes. Mill do dodge a bullet there, listeners. You can take that from me. I'm an impartial judge. Living on our nerves, in all honesty. Great tackle there midfield by Jules Saville, listeners. This is Imarku. Just a little bit of sting taken out the move. There was a moment where we might have broke forwards with more pizzazz, but as it is, we do have possession, which is something we've done a little bit of backwards and forwards and gone backwards, unfortunately. Great tackle, though. One to warm the spirits, one to warm the heart, the cockles. Who's this? This is Longman, going down the left side. This is shot. Oh, distance. I think that was Zian over the bar. Murray Wallace over on the left now. He's got Ryan Longman outside him. He gets him. Does well to control that ball, in fairness. He cuts back inside. Nice stuff, Ryan Longman. Will he have a go? He will. Ooh, shot wide. It had the word spectacular written right down the middle of it, that shot, but it was well wide. 84 minutes. Halfway inside the Millwall half. Lions got everyone back behind the ball. It'd be a gutter to let it go now. We've done an immense job of holding on to the point that we've got at the moment. This is the 22 from distance. He was shaping up to shoot there. That's cleared by Jules Saville. This is Nisbet chasing after the goal. The defender was back there with him though. And here comes Southampton again, as has been the way of the second half, in all honesty. That's gone for a throw-in. A rare misplaced pass by the Saints. Adam Barrett demonstratively shouting, urging his men on down in the management area. Southampton pressing down our right flank, listeners. That's inside, that's trying to work space. There's a moment there that's still in play. Oh, there it is! 1-0 Southampton. Oh. Speed of forward movement. They were quicker than us in the danger zone after so much time and effort. I fear that's it, listeners. There's a silly pyro being thrown on the pitch. Gutter. Ball cut back from the right side by the right side post into the penalty area, into the 6-yard box and slammed home from close range, listeners. Did we deserve that? I suppose you get what you deserve in football, don't you? You know, we've had barely much of the football in the second half. That's something that's got to change. You can't give teams like Southampton that amount of football, and expect to come away with points. So, like they say, also the league table doesn't lie. So, you know, our performances this season overall have not been good enough. There was a lot of guts and effort put into today's showing. It's not over yet. Balls lumped forwards. That's Jake Cooper. Ooh, taken by the goalkeeper. So yeah, do you get what you deserve? Doesn't really matter. All that does matter is that we haven't really manufactured enough chances against a team that have had a lot of possession, and there it is. Millwall's poor run against Southampton at home continues. Smoke billowing across the pitch after that pyro thing that got slung on from the Southampton end. Club need to deal with the management situation. We need some framework. We need some structure. We don't have bad players here. We look better going forwards than we have done for some time. So there's clearly something to work with, but we need to get some structure in place soon. We can't keep farting about with it, listeners. In my opinion. Man of the match, I'm going to make Jules Saville for sheer 100% effort this afternoon. Some good tackles, but it's been a pretty good defensive showing overall. It's such a gusto to concede it late on. Wes Harding also has done well. Danny Mack was given a roasting. There it is. Full time. 0-0 Southampton 1. Yet another late goal conceded. How many times do we have to say that this season? We need to develop some mental resilience to see games like that out. There we go, listeners. Another home defeat for Millwall.
Achtung, Millwall.
I'm talking to Michael Avery, who's come up looking like Long John Silver minus a parrot. What have you done to yourself, mate?
Well, note, dear listener, don't try and resume a five-a-side football career at nearly 37.
Stick to the referee, mate.
My foot slipped and then someone decided to kick me in an upper-class investment management football tournament. 4 days on crutches, 2 weeks doing nothing, 6 weeks physio and a bruised ego for life. Not the Millwall, I know.
No, I'll tell you what though, you would have probably been useful out on the pitch today. We got to stop giving the football back to the opponents, Michael. We're giving them so much ball, so much possession. What do we expect? I mean, gutting to concede late like that.
Yeah. Do you know what I said as well down there? And not because necessarily we were playing well by any means, so I don't feel well. But I did say, and it's always the kiss of death, curse of the commentator.
Yeah.
If we can get a 0-0 here, it'll be one of the best performances this season.
We've done well, but only a clinging on sense, a bit like Cray Valley might do at Charlton later on.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing. I mean, they were passing the ball around well, Southampton. I think you could probably criticise them, saying they really should have been a bit more clinical with their finishing or in front of goal.
Faster though, they're quicker, faster. That was what gave the goal away.
Yeah,
there we are.
And the things as well, I said this about some of the higher teams in the division as well. I thought Southampton transitional play today was superb. The way they got the ball from back up front. And this is probably why, let's be honest, they're not top of the league, because they can't finish.
Yeah.
They should have absolutely took us to the cleanest possession they had today.
But we didn't lay a glove on them. I think you said that on the WhatsApp group. Didn't lay a glove on them in the second half, did we? Really?
No. And the thing was, again, apart from hitting the ball, what did they really do at Millwall? I mean, the thing that gets me, and I get how the modern game is, and I said it before on social media a while ago.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate that we're a team who get people on counter-attack, but you can't stand off the goalkeeper and let him have the ball for 30 seconds, look around to play a pass, give Southampton time to get into space, and then let them play it.
100%.
Second their goalkeeper's got the ball, you've got to be on them. And I don't mean in the League One, Neil Harris type, on them.
But you've got to press them.
Got to press them, and there was just no press there. And I just thought it was disappointing. And it's the old cliche, we'd still be out there now, we wouldn't score.
Absolutely, mate. I said I'd say hello to Aaron, so I'm going to head over that way, mate.
Yeah, it'll probably take me saying that though. They'll probably be here till Sunday scoring. I'll be here till Sunday getting out on these crutches.
Good to see you, Michael. Look after yourself, mate. Your age.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks, up the lines.
This star of stage and screen, Paul Aaron. That was a disappointing match, wasn't it?
Oh, annoying.
Long second half.
Annoying.
You keep giving the football to the other team, they're going to score though, Aaron.
They just overcomplicate it. It's very frustrating. This is a Millwall side I don't really recognise. I don't know about you from the past few years especially.
We're on the brink of not being a bad side. We're by no means contenders in this division, but we should be mid-table.
Which is disappointing because at the end of it, this is a very open championship.
Yeah, absolutely,
But for Bart today, that could have been 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I think what's disappointing is the lack of actual clinical thinking. Forget finishing, thinking. You know, you saw Amaku get the ball halfway up the Southampton pitch.
Yeah.
And he sat there looking around going, where do I go? What do I do? Where do I head? Half the time, the passes that should have been released quicker are going back over and they're switching to the other side. It's just... It's really, really turgid.
We need to get the management sorted out fast, Aaron.
They have to.
Can't carry on like this.
They have to get the manager done soon. I was told earlier that it is very, very close to being finalised. But I just...
Trip to Sheffield Wednesday next week and then a break, so it does need sorting soon. We can't carry on like this.
A solid footballing decision made.
Yeah, absolutely.
A footballing decision because... It's just, I don't say inept, that was a very naive performance. Fair play, Saints fans brought 3,000 and they played their part. I think the Millwall fans played their part as well.
Yeah.
You just expected a bit more. I thought Denor's passing was very good.
Yeah.
But otherwise...
Not much to report,
How
really.
is Wes Harding, by the way, fair play for cracking that crossbar, could have been 3 goals in 3 games.
Yeah.
But just Bradshaw...
he's alone, he's working hard, but who's with him, you know?
I don't know, Amaku again, I feel like the shackles are just on him.
Yeah.
Why is he not trying to run at people? You're a flair player.
But you do get a sense there's a team in there, but it needs unleashing, mate.
There's something missing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the star quality of Zian Fleming's missing, but I've maintained it's been missing for a long time.
From him, yeah.
Long time. It's just really disappointing. I just didn't enjoy that. I really did not enjoy that. It was turgid in place.
Turgid is a good word, mate.
It's disappointing.
Just leave it. You're working. Nice to see you, mate. I'm going to leave.
Achtung, Millwall.
Welcome back, dear listeners. Welcome back on a rather depressing evening. Joining me to kick over the traces of yet another late loss at home to decent opponents, but from a situation we shouldn't be losing. Joining me to chew over all of that, it's Graham Payne. How you doing, Graham?
Yeah, not too bad, Nick. Obviously gutted with what happened at the end.
Yeah, I'm losing count the number of late goals that we're conceding, Graham. It's funny enough. I was waiting for Graham to join the call, listeners. I'm looking at the BBC website, and it's interesting. The Southampton manager Russell Martin, speaking to Radio Solent BBC, makes reference to from 60 minutes on, Mill started to look tired. We look stronger and stronger. Then the subs came on and had an impact. Talk about the amount of work they've done on fitness. I mean, this has been a repeat thing this season, Graham. We're getting caught late in a game, and others have mentioned it, and I'm starting to wonder if there's truth in it. We just don't look fit enough for this division. How do you see it, mate?
Well, I've mentioned it when I've been on, Nick, and I don't, I don't know what went on in pre-season. I've said it before, but whoever comes in, the first thing he's got to do is get them fitter, because they do at about 60 minutes. Yeah. 60 minutes, they seem to just lose, tempo, and the second half. I must admit, watching the second half, I thought it was a case of when they're going to score. But as the game went on, I suddenly changed. I thought, we're going to nick this. I just had a feeling we were going to nick it. But obviously, no. Typical.
I thought we'd do well to get through to full time at 0-0, really, because I'm just looking at the statistics. I'm not a huge one, listeners, for statistics. But this one tells a story, Graham. 73% possession for Southampton. It felt like more, to be honest, especially in that second half. And obviously 27 for Millwall. Just one shot on target for us and 8 shots on target for them. I wasn't conscious of Bart having huge amounts. He made a couple of good saves in the second half. They just seem to be relentlessly dangerous, and I think that wears you down after a bit. I felt that we would do well to endure it in the second half. I was reminded of last week at Watford. I don't know how you saw the game last week, but you can't just endure possession, but we got away with it a bit at Watford. We weren't going to get away with it today, and the late goals are gutter. But this idea that you can soak it up and then hit on the break should have gone really with Gary Rowett down the road. I can't see us. We can't drag that kind of performance across the rest of the season, can we?
No, we can't. And hopefully, when whoever this new manager is, will change that, because that's 5 home defeats already this season. And if it wasn't, I know we sat well, but if it wasn't for the away record, we'd be in the bottom 3, because they said that I think only.
If it wasn't for the away record, and it wasn't for Rotherham, QPR, and Sheffield Wednesday, who are decidedly like a bottom 3 threesome, we might get lucky. They said, but we're showing relegation form. We can't carry on getting beat like this at home. We shouldn't carry on like it. most done Millwall. I was looking at Adam Barrett's post-match comments. I have no particular gripe against Adam Barrett. I think a lot of people. He was there before Rowett, and I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with him as a coach. I'm sure he has his uses, but I don't think he's a manager. I wasn't particularly struck on the substitutions. We were under the cosh for a large slice of the second half, and don't know how you saw it. I certainly saw it. The ball wasn't sticking. It was going forward, straight back to a red shirt and coming straight back at us. You can't keep doing that. And yet he didn't change. There's no Romanes, say, someone that might kick the ball and keep it.
I've got to say, Nick, every team I've seen down the Den this season, bar one, Rotherham, they've all been able to pass the ball better than us. We can't pass the ball. I was saying to you, mate, that thing, I know I don't particularly like it, where their goalkeeper was kicking it out, the goal kicks. Now, if you imagine Bart was doing that with Cooper and Murray Wallace.
We'd be 3 down inside 10 minutes.
Do you know what I mean? Whatever you say, I know a lot of people probably disagree with me, and they say we have got a good squad. I'm not so sure we've got a good squad, because we've not got many players in that team that can pass the ball to one another. And you see that in the game. It's all, a lot of it is lump it up to poor old Bradshaw.
A target man.
Around him, no support.
Yeah.
I do. Well, hopefully
No,
this manager thing will be sorted. It can't carry on like this for much longer. I don't think.
it needs to be sorted.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam Barrett. I know he comes in as like troubleshooter. He came in when Neil Harris left. Didn't do brilliantly, in fairness. He's had one win against Leeds, but I put that back then in a special category all of its own because it was a Leeds fixture. Otherwise, he's been indifferent. I mean, he's been unlucky and he's been indifferent. But that's not really reaching out to me as a Millwall fan saying there's a man that could really take us to the next level. I don't really know enough about this guy, Joe Edwards, who seems to be Southern favourite. I don't know whether Nathan Jones is or isn't a contender. It all feels a bit of a mess somehow. I mean, other clubs, QPR was struck by him going to Spain. Who knows whether this guy Cifuentes in Spain is any good, but other teams seem to do things in a way that we just don't have the wherewithal to do it. I mean, a lot of it, in my opinion, comes back to the actual administration and the way the club is run. I mean, that's the likes of the chief executive, because we need to hit the ground running here on this, and we're letting points. Someone made the point earlier on that we're bleeding points, and we are. We're 18th now, 17 points, and yes, we've got a 7-point gap to Rotherham, which is fortunate, because we don't really deserve that 7-point gap. We do look like relegation candidates.
And we've got, whatever way you look at it, it's a big game next week at Sheffield Wednesday, because,
it's a must win. It's a must win. Yeah. We've got to start winning some.
But
we'll not lose.
Yeah.
better to win it. Yeah.
I mean, what if this new? I mean, there's all talk today that he's going to be announced, whoever it is, early this next week. But is he going to bring in his own staff, or is Barrett and the other guy Robertson going to stay? I
think we need a new. Yeah. We need a new. I'm trying to find a word other than flush, because that's got like a WC toilet kind of connotation. But I think we need to flush out a lot of that's got us into this situation. Now, I don't know how much I'd blame Adam Barrett, particularly for the lack of fitness. That would have started with Gary Rowett, really, because it's a bit unacceptable, really, for us to be looking so second best. I mean, we were clinging on through the second half. We didn't have a bad first half. It was end to end more in the first half.
Yeah.
But they looked dangerous all the time. They moved the ball fast, passed it well, and the speed, was it the 22? That winger that was giving Danny Mack a mare of a day down the wing.
Yeah.
Was it the 20? I can't remember.
20,
I can't remember what number he had now.
Yeah.
But 20, I think. Yeah. He looked. These were players, and I know they got more money than we have, but they look like dangerous players. And the only players we got that do look dangerous sit on the bench a lot. And that doesn't help Adam Barrett's case either, does it?
Well, no. And I thought he would, like, at some point during this run, give the likes of SA a game. I mean, he gave a marker.
He's not fielding it,
didn't he? But he's not. I don't think SA has he got
him a little bit of time today. I haven't seen SA.
Yeah.
He wasn't at Watford.
I think SA got one.
And
when we were losing to Blackburn at home, I think he came on, and I think that's the only time we've seen him.
He came on briefly.
But
it's hardly giving him. I mean, on a day where we were just like we did at Watford. In all fairness, listeners, it was quite apparent to anyone that went to Vicarage Road that we were just punting the ball straight back to the yellow shirts who came on at us. We did it today against a better team. In the end, you get punished against decent teams, Graham. You can't keep giving them that amount of possession.
And I think this season, the 3 teams that have come down, the Leeds, Southampton, and Leicester, are on another level to the rest of the Championship. It's so, the money, the players they've got, it's another level. You can't fault any Millwall player today. You can't say no one didn't try, and they did, all of them. But at the end of the day,
they tried their absolute best.
Yeah.
No, it's a quality thing. I mean, I would say that to anyone that didn't see today's game, that strangely, the BBC have lined us up in a 4-4-2 formation. I don't know if it was 4-4-2 today or what it was, but anyway, I'd say to anyone that didn't see today's game that we gave everything we had to give. I think the problem is the quality, lack of quality. I suppose trying to be positive here. It was great to see George Saville back in something like his proper role as a leader on the pitch. I think Wes Harding is a good addition to the squad, but we just lack the tools to do the job, really, because we are still trying to hit long balls at Tom Bradshaw. And as much as I love Tom, Yeah, the target man, and I don't get that tactic. I don't know why we're trying to do that, but maybe that's all that Adam Barrett thinks we're capable of. I don't know. But no, there's no lack of effort. You know, I'd give plenty of effort, Graham, if I went out there, but I wouldn't be good enough, and that's the truth of it. You know, you can't hide from the quality side, can you?
Someone said as we was leaving the ground today, there's no cohesion between the defence and the midfield and the midfield and attack. It's just, there's nothing,
No.
But another thing, if Nathan Jones gets the job, what I seem to remember, he does like a big target man. He did at Luton, so
I'd like a big target man up there. I wouldn't mind it at the moment.
He's,
if he can get one,
yeah. But I'm just, it's poor old Bradshaw. He's been run into the ground, hasn't he? You can't say he misses
Bradshaw
because he doesn't get any.
No, he had no chance. He had no service today. I mean, if that's what Nathan wants and he gets, then I'll be, to some extent, I'll be a happy man, because at least there's a style, and we're bringing in players to play to that style. At the moment, we seem to be such a mix and match of trying to play one scenario, one tactical setup with players that have come from the Neil Harris era that aren't really capable. They can't pass the ball as well as our opponents. I mean, it was painful. There was one moment in the game today, I think it was the second half, where Danny Mack let the ball run underneath his foot, and you might see that around the local park tomorrow morning. It's just painful to watch it sometimes against players that are highly valued. I don't know whether they're internationals or what, but they're certainly at a much higher level. So we need to find a style fast that suits what we do have and play to it hard as we can, because that's going to be the only route to safety this season, I think, Graham. There's no, at the moment we've got to find it's going to be any like a life belt, anything that gets us out of trouble, really.
The first thing to me, whoever comes in, I know it's been said, it's got to sort out the home form. You can't continue to, 5 defeats already at home. It's just
no, that is relegation form, mate.
You can't have that. You've got to sort that out. I mean, I think the first home game he'll get, I think, is Coventry, and they're down there with us and all at the moment. So,
someone made the point online about the lack of togetherness of the squad. Sometimes there was a moment where I think Danny Mack and I think it was the 20. Now you say, I can't remember the 22. He was giving him a hard time down the left wing, and there was a little bit of a to do over on the far side, over by the east stand. Danny and the 20 were kind of going at it, and someone made a point no one's backing up Danny in that situation. And we do need a bit more spine across the side. I think there's plenty of effort, but we just lack a bit of a bit of bollocks, really. I suppose I can't think of a better word than that at the moment. I'm tired, listeners. I've had enough of today, Graham. That's the trouble. my vocabulary is failing me.
Perfectly. Yeah, I do.
Oh dear. Anyway, there we are.
Yeah,
late finish. Decent goal, but then I think that was just speed of movement, speed of opportunity, and we weren't quick enough, and that comes back to the fitness.
We were just flat out on.
Who would you fancy for manager? I
don't know, mate.
Yeah, who do you fancy for the job? Who would you go with?
There's no one really outstanding to me. I've got concerns about Jones, whether that is true about he wants a release clause and all that. I don't know. The
personality issue seems to me to be
yeah. This Joe Edwards, I mean, he came right out of the blue, didn't he? I've never even heard of him. But
I don't know anything.
You put something on the pod the other day with Neil, and he did sound like it's just an interview, isn't it? But he did sound as though he knew what he was doing. And I suppose
he's got good credentials.
Essay, and I think people like Essay and Markle will probably get a chance under him, with young players, if he's England under 20 manager at the moment. But I don't know. Who do you fancy, Nick?
Michael Beale. I agree. I don't. Michael Beale. I don't know if he's still a contender. The odds on the Sky Bet card change minute by minute, and 1 minute one's odds on favourite. Last night, what's his face? Nathan Jones was odds on. Now he's moved out, and it's going to be Joe Edwards. So I don't know, but we do need a decision soon, because today was probably. Wasn't a low point because we put everything we had in, but I suppose the fact that we put everything we had in and still came away empty-handed speaks volumes, doesn't it? There we are. On to Sheffield Wednesday next Saturday, Graham. I think let's hope we get a result there, mate. I think that's probably the best we can say at the present.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a new manager for then, hopefully.
Big thank you, Graham, for joining me. Thank you to you too, dear listeners. I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to have a drink. I think horrible day, horrible train journey. Stuck with a load of Southampton fans on the train, getting on at Canada Water, and I just want to go and have a drink. So I think I'll go and do that. Good talking to you, Graham. Thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. I will do.
Achtung, Millwall.
Big thank you to Graham for joining me last night, dear listeners. Now I've got right to the end of the show. I started editing this last night when I was shattered. It was a long day yesterday and pouring with rain, and then obviously doing the poppy selling, blah, blah, blah. And then horrible journey back with a load of Southampton on at the Canada Water Station, and I felt shattered last night. So I actually managed to miss our punditgames.co.uk question, which is the number one quiz game. So I'm going to slide it right at the end, which is a bit, not our normal approach, but you can't get a show away without a Pundit Games question, which obviously every sale, if you select the Millwall drop-down, AchtungMillwall drop-down, on the punditgames.co.uk website, that gives a benefit to the Lions Food Hub, which is a wonderful cause. We did really well selling poppies yesterday, and we support on this show the Lions Food Hub. So if you do fancy getting the football head in your life a terrific quiz game, pundits, then select Achtung Millwall, a drop down, and the Lions Food Hub gets a benefit too. So I call that a win-win. Now, we always give a little teaser question to get you to listen through to the end of the show. So if you're still staying with me after that litany of misery yesterday, well done to you. But I've got a really, 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 really hard question here for you. This is a World Cup question, just to give you a sense of the range of questions and the range of footballing genres that the game covers. I did not have a clue about this one, listeners. I'm going to be right up front. I'm no football Jeremy Paxman, University Challenge merchant, but this is the question. See if you can get it. I'll give you the answer straight afterwards rather than prolong any faux tension here. But anyway, this is a World Cup question, 2018 World Cup question specifically. This is an elegant Argentinian who made his debut for the Argentina in 2008, but he had to wait 10 years to make a World Cup debut for them. He played for Valencia, Sevilla and Inter Milan. He's played for the Argentine national side 65 times across 2008 to 2018, including that World Cup. That was the Russian World Cup, wasn't it? 65 appearances, 6 goals for Argentina. His career spanned Boca Juniors, Valencia, Atletico Madrid, 2014 Newell's Old Boys, back to Spain, Sevilla in 2014 to 16, Inter Milan 2016-17, 96 appearances then for Sevilla again, 2017 to 20. Now he's playing out his days, probably very well rewarded in looks like that's a Saudi team, Al Shabab. I did not have a clue on this player, dear listeners. If you do, you are a football head. His name is Ever Banega. I've never heard of him. And I just happened to have that question to hand, and I thought I'd better get my punditgames.co.uk question in for fear of missing out an opportunity to sell a terrific football quiz game. Christmas, birthdays, whatever you like. Get on it, dear listeners. Now then, big thank you to you, dear listener, for listening to today's show. I have a load of voicemail reaction from yesterday's show. That show will be done separately. I'm on a bit of a timetable today, so I can't do it this morning, but we'll put out the voicemails later on tonight. Possibly it'll go out tomorrow morning, depending on how quickly I can get moving and how many tipples I have at lunchtime today, to see whether I'm still capable of producing a coherent podcast for you. So there we are, dear listeners. Disappointing match yesterday. Hope you've enjoyed today's show such as you can. Thank you for listening. Do tune into the part 2 edition that will come out probably later today, tomorrow. Until the next edition of Achtung Millwall, big thank you. My name is Nick Hart, signing out. Arrivederci Millwall. Bye for now.
Achtung, Millwall.